Narayana Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram. So pranams to all the acharyas in the lineage, starting from Narayana to Shankaracharya and our Karana Guru Sri Narasimha Prabhuji. My father also, who like Avani mentioned, introduced me to Vedanta at an early stage. So my heartfelt gratitude to all the Mahatmas in our lives. And so, as you, most of you have been following, we have been doing the Bhajagovindam Stotram, and we have covered a few verses. So the context, as we are all very familiar with the context of this beautiful scripture. So I will start with a story. Okay. So there was a trader who had a donkey in his house, and he also had a beautiful daughter. The donkey was it had finished its life. It was a beast of burden. It had done everything it could for that for the owner, but now it was just what you would call a dandapinda in Kannada. So a donkey was there, and the man would beat the donkey. Papa, he would beat the donkey because it was useless, and he had a horse also, which was very useful. So he was more loving toward the horse and harsh towards the donkey. And but still, the donkey refused to move from that house. It was not tied up or anything. It could have easily left. So the horse took pity on the donkey. And the horse asked the donkey, "Why aren't you running away? Why are you tolerating this stupid treatment with this at the hands of this trader?" And so the donkey said, "You know what? The other day, I heard my owner telling the daughter, look, if you don't behave yourself, if you don't, study properly and, and get a good job, I'll get you married to this donkey. And so I'm waiting to get married to the daughter of the house." So that is the donkey's desire, hope. Is it ever going to be possible? Will the trader ever give the donkey, marry the donkey to the daughter of the house? It's impossible. So this is how we are leading our lives. That is what Shankaracharya is telling us. Looking at all of us, doing the same things over and over again, hoping for the impossible. What is that impossible thing? Hoping that somehow we'll be happy with the world. So we are the donkeys, and the happiness from the world is the daughter. There can never be a Shubha Milana between these two entities. Impossible. I can never hope for happiness from the world. That is why when Shankaracharya saw that 8-year-old man standing on his head and repeating the Dukrin Karne, he was overcome by pity. And he said, "Why are you wasting your life in this futile pursuit? Bhajagovindam, think of Govinda." So we have done 4 verses so far. See, this Bhajagovindam has got many verses, but out of which only 12 have been written by Adi Sankara. It is called Dvadasha Manjarika Stotram. And so the 12 major shlokas, let us do. The rest of them have been supplementary shlokas by his disciples. That also we are doing wherever it is applicable. All right. So, yes, we shall. Today, what's in store for us? Overcoming Prarabdha. How to? Prarabdha is whatever we have brought with us, bank balance. Right now, our environment, the 4 things our scriptures mention as non-negotiable. Pashu, Patni, Suta, Alaya. Pashu is the cattle. That used to be the wealth in those times. So the wealth that we have. Patni is the spouse. Suta, the children, the kind of children we have. Alaya, and the environment, the house in which we grow up and into the which house we go into. All these are prarabdha. We just, that's a package deal when the baby is first, takes its breath on earth. So that's prarabdha. And most of us, I can safely say, are not happy with this arrangement. We have complaints. My prarabdha. In fact, the word prarabdha is used as a slur. Papa, oh, my prarabdha, like that, which is not the right thing to do. We will see what and how. So far, verse number 1 was about the limitations of intellectual pursuits. Dukrung karane. Nahi nahi rakshati dukrung karane. That was the first that Shankaracharya has told us. Okay, there are many things you can learn in this world. It is a bottomless pit. We can go on mastering all the Vedas and all the other secular knowledge, but peace and happiness are not forthcoming anytime soon with that kind of knowledge. So verse 2 was about the limitations of wealth, earning money. Ma kuru dhana jana yauvana garvam. So this is what we are very proud of in our heydays. Dhana, jana, people around us, yauvana, youth, all these are harati nimesha kalasar. One in a flash of a second, everything is gone. So don't be so proud of all this. So limitations of wealth was the second one. Third one was the limitation of sensual desires, lust. Nari sthana bhara nabhi desham. So it is for the ones who are forever into sensual pleasures. So in that we were told that the body is just a flesh packet. It's all moole, mamsada, tadike, and it is subject to decay and death ultimately. So don't waste your time. That was the injunction given by Shankara. So in all these cases, what is the command? Bhajagovindam. It's a command actually. Bhaja. And there's an urgency in that phrase, bhaja. He is not saying bhajatam, let us do bhajana. No, bhaja, immediate. Just right now, here and now, think of the Lord. Bhajagovindam. This is the injunction by Shankara. So the fourth one is, now we are going to do the limitation of worldly existence. The limitation of worldly existence. Let us see okay. This is verse number 4. Nalini dalagata jalamati taralam tadvajjivitam atishaya chapalam viddivyadhyabhimanagrastham lokam shokahatam cha samastam. Nalini dalagata jalam atitaralam. The dewdrop playing on a lotus petal. It's an extremely uncertain existence. It just rolls down. The moment the dewdrop is formed, it just rolls down the petal. That atitaralam, it has an extremely uncertain existence. Tadvat, so also, jivitam atishaya chapalam. Chapala means unstable. Jivitam is also as unstable as this dewdrop on a lotus petal. Vidhi vyadhi abhimanagrastham. Understand that this atishayavada, chapalavada, this life which is so unstable, what is it all about? It is about vyadhi and abhimana. Vyadhi is disease, and abhimana. Abhimana is also called adi. Vyadhi and adi. Grastham is eclipsed. Life is eclipsed by this Vyadhi and Adi, Abhimana. It is consumed by disease and conceit. Lokam shokahatam cha samastam. Entire world is riddled by only with grief. Very, very, very discouraging to read such words, isn't it? Our Shankaracharya spares no words. He is very, very harsh. Why? Because this his work itself is called as Moha Mudgara. It's a hammer blow. The harshest terms he is telling us the truth. Because otherwise we will not take it seriously. Na? So, life is as vulnerable and as transient as a droplet of water on a lotus leaf. Okay. So, every morning when I wake up, I should be conscious of this. It's a miracle that I'm, waking up really. To be very frank, it's a miracle. How do you know that I'll continue to be breathing the next morning? We have seen enough and more examples of how transient life is. Just the other day, I was speaking to him. Today he's gone. These are the kind of conversations we hear every day and we carry out every day, isn't it? So, when I wake up in the morning, have I ever thought, aha, one more day I get to live. Thank you, God. Am I able to say that? Or am I taking it for granted? And how do I spend that day, that one more extra day that God has granted me in His great compassion? How do I spend it? That is the critical question. Am I immersing myself in all these immortality projects? What are these immortality projects? I want to be immortal. I want to be immortal. So, the first immortality project that we do is have children biologically. That's we don't know it, but it's an inherent desire in humans that the child lives. I live with my child. That's an immortality project. It is called. It's a very well used term in Western philosophy. Okay. Anything that we do to feel that anything that we do to outlast our physical death, it's an immortality project. So every day I'm doing that, but in the wrong way. We are looking for immortality in physical things like biological, cultural or symbolic things we do, build temples, have achievements, get many degrees so that my name is on the roster, it's put up there on some club, ex-president or some college ex-dean, all that will be there. So all these things, we love it. And then we have ideological things that we do to become immortal. I have a vision. I'm part of a movement, save the whales kind of movements. They all give us a lot of traction in society and we love it. So anything that makes me feel good is an immortality project. But in Vedanta, that is also an immortality project, but that's the only one which we need to pursue. The immortality project given to us by Vedanta is the most important one which we have to pursue each and every day when we wake up in the world. The problem in Vedanta is not death itself, but ignorance. We know death is there. Everybody knows. But ignorance and wrong identification is the problem with in Vedanta. Immortality is not created through projects of the world, but it is recognized as one's true nature. Hence, worldly immortality projects are temporary. Nalini dalagata jalam atitaralam. It is as transient as that. And Vedanta tells us Nahanyate hanyamane sharire. This body cannot be, the self cannot be slain. The body also cannot be slain because it goes into the Panchabhutas. The body itself is made of matter, which is part of the Panchabhutas. So that also cannot be slain. All this Krishna tells us very beautifully in the second chapter of the Gita. So deep down we all feel immortal. Do you remember the story of the Yaksha Prashna? What did the Yaksha ask Yudhishthira? What is the greatest Ashcharya among humans? What is the greatest Ashcharya in the world? Was Yaksha's Prashne, and Yudhishthira said, the greatest Ashcharya is we see death all around, but we don't feel that it is going to come to me at any point of time. That's the greatest wonder. But it's a very deep psychological reason for that. Why? Because I know I am immortal inside. I am Sat Chit Ananda. There is no death for me. I know that. Hence, I feel I am immortal. But it is not connected to the body in any manner at all. So, this loka is garva abhimana grastham. Still, I want to go on and on. This ego play is eating at my vitals, but I still want to go on and on and on. So next life, what kind of life do I have? There is no guarantee. Without all this, without the knowledge of how I'm wasting my time, I go on living. If I take care of this life, the next one, Ishvara will take care. How should I take care? With Bhajagovindam, with the injunctions given by the master. If I take care of my life, Ishvara will take care of the next life. So Shankara, he's telling us, feel the urgency of the spiritual practice. Vyadha abhimana adi grastham. So there's a nice anecdote which will tell us how this abhimana. So there was this sculptor. He was doing a great job. He was a superb sculptor, very lifelike, like Madam Tussauds, wax, murtis. He used to do such kind of murtis. One day, somehow in his dream, he got to know that tomorrow I'm going to die, or whatever, in the next 1 week, I'm going to die. Yama is going to come to take me away. So what did he do? He made 9 statues of himself, lifelike statues. And he also went and hid behind. He also stood among them and I will fool Yamadharmaraya. That was his idea. So Yama came and saw, all of them are looking like his nose. He didn't know on whom to put the nose. And so, but Yama is Yamadharmaraja. Nobody can fool him. So what did he do? He took a good look at all the statues and then he just made one comment. It's very good. But in this one statue, the nose seems to be a bit crooked. One comment. Life is at stake. But what did the ego? It came up and the sculptor stepped forward and said, what do you mean? The nose is perfectly all right. Finish. The Yamadharmaraya put the nose around him and took him. So what is the message here? Message is, the ego is always active. Even when Kutkeg baratte anta heludrunu, Kutkeg bandrunu, we are not ready to leave the ego. Abhimana we have been eclipsed by that Abhimana to such an extent. There is only one choice, which is Bhajagovindam. In spiritual life also, we should have a very, very clear goal, timelines, focus. Just how we apply all that to worldly matters, we should apply the same thing for spiritual life as well. Like how if we have to catch a flight, we become, very, very conscious. Oh, tomorrow we'll pack our bags, get ready. I will keep the alarm, everything. We pack our lunch, whatever it is. See how careful we are about meeting the worldly deadlines. What about the real deadline? Am I ready? That is what I have to ask myself. Intensity has to be, we have to increase the intensity of spiritual practices. Whatever we are doing now, let us increase. Little bit also. Let us make Govinda, if not the sole priority, the most important, let us give him more important. So we have the examples of Parikshit Maharaja, who came to know, like this sculptor, he came to know, I have 1 week to live. Immediately dropped everything, started the Ganga, bank of the Ganga and started meditating. So When I call God, he will appear. So Shukadeva appeared and gave him the Bodhana of Bhagavatam. So one has to just make up the mind, that's all. We might not be as lucky as Parikshit. And there's one more Raja called Katvanga Raja. Katvanga Raja. He was a Maharaja. He was a very powerful, courageous warrior. And he had helped Indra win a battle against Asuras. So Indra grants him a boon. How long do I have to live? Was the question. Katvanga asked Indra. I don't want any other boon. I want to know how long I have to live. So Indra tells him 2 praharas. 1 prahara is 3 hours. 2 praharas, 6 hours. That's all. Parikshit had 1 week, 7 days. This Raja had only 2 praharas. Is that enough? You know, yes, it is enough, because the Raja immediately drops everything and bhajana of Govindam he starts doing. 6 hours are enough. So for us, we have a long life ahead of us. Let us all, we will assume we have a great lot of time, but let us not waste it. So why this example is given is, we might think this spiritual practice is so difficult. Do I have the bandwidth to do it? We have heard of people who are doing tapas. Aglu Ratri Kutkon, they do tapas. For years together, they do tapas. They haven't attained, immortality. Will I do? Will I be able to do it? So for that, God says, Swalpamapyasya dharmasya abhyasaha trayate mahato bhaya. Little abhyasa you do. He's so such a long rope he is giving us, Bhagavan. He's giving us such a long rope. A little practice you do, it's okay, it's enough. I will take care of you. Rayate mahato bhayat. I will remove your greatest fear. What is my greatest fear? Death. You agree? Death is my greatest fear. All the little fears are because of the fear of death. My whole life I have so many fears. It all adds up to fear of death. That is what psychologist Freud tells us. So really, in 6 hours this Raja got moksha. Yes. But suppose I fail, suppose I am not able to do it. Suppose in 6 hours or in 6 days or 60 years also, if I am not able to do it, what to do? So here God says, in the 6th chapter, he says, not to worry. Prapya punyakrutam lokan ushitva shashwati samaha shuchinam shrimatam gehe yoga brashto bijayate athava yoginameva kule bhavati dhimatam etadhi dhurlabataram loke janmayad idrisham. 6.41 and 42 means the unsuccessful yogi means he is called a yoga bhrashta. Suppose all of us are in the spiritual path, and if I am not liberated in this lifetime, what will happen to me? Krishna is assuring the unsuccessful yogi, which is, me, let me say, I'll be born again in a pure, prosperous family. Shuchinam Srimatam Gehe. Gehe means house. Shuchinam, pure. Srimatam, prosperous family. Why? Because I don't have to worry about my roti, kapda, makan. Everything is taken care. I can dedicate my entire life for sadhana. How beautiful. What a luxury to dedicate my life for sadhana. That is the kind of life Bhagavan will grant me. Or they are born into a family of wise yogis, where already this yoga sadhana, yajna sadhana, and this jnana yajna is happening. So this is the kind of blessed birth that we are going to get, and it is very rare. And this is the promise for the unsuccessful spiritual seeker. So we have no excuse not to get into this practice. So after I get this birth, what should I do? Prapya idam sukham lokam bhajasva mam. So I have given you this beautiful life. So bhajasva mam. You do bhajana of me. What kind of sadhana should I do then? Some tips. Little tips that can make our life a little more beautiful. Every day when I wake up, let me be grateful. I'm sure most of us are doing it, but still to recall, let us be grateful for each day that I get in this such an uncertain Nalini. What is that? Dalagata, there is a dewdrop on the lotus leaf, my life, but still I've got one more day. Grateful. Thank you, God. And after I wake up, what should I do? I pray for everyone. Let me pray for everyone. Let me expand my heart from self-centered life to a selfless life. Let me do it bit by bit by, at least pray for family members to be pray. Little, let me expand my circle, my neighborhood, my society, my town, my country, the world. We pray, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Let us mean it. You know, when we pray for the Samashti, Samashti is the entire, the bigger picture, the Samashti. The Vyashti is also included. I am also included, isn't it? There is no need to spell out each family member when I pray. That's another headache. Let this little child, let my grandchild, let him grow up to be a good man. Let my son be successful in work. There is no need. Just pray. Loka samast. Ishvara knows how much to give whom, which Prarabdha is there. They would have come with all that. And he will take care. There is no problem. So there was this Raja, of Raipur. He was a vassal. He was a small Raja of a small kingdom. So one day, this Raipur ka Raja was crowned as the king of the entire, emperor of the Maharaja of the entire kingdom. So one fine day, they put the crown on his head, a different crown, and said, now we are the Maharaja, entire kingdom. Poor little fellow was confused. What is this? So you mean it includes Raipur also? Am I the king of Raipur also? It's like that, when I pray for the Samashti, Vyashti is also included. So let me not, spell out each and everything, a little thing. God will understand. Let me pray, expand my prayer to include the bigger picture. And one more thing I can do is forgive everyone. Every morning before going to bed, and the first thing every morning, forgive everyone and ask for forgiveness. Because these are the little things that nag us through our lives. Some little kitpit we'll have with, either family members or neighbors or society. Let us not carry that. Forgive and forget and ask for forgiveness, because there's a beautiful shloka called a composition called the Dosha Parihara Shloka. Let us see if we can talk about that in the coming sessions. Beautiful. Dosha Parihara Ashtakam. How I go on finding doshas in other people. As that prayer says, please God, let me stop finding doshas in other people. That's a prayer written by a Mahatma. Very, very important one for us. So all this we can do when we get up first thing in the morning and before going to bed. So these are the little things, sadhana, that we do to get over this, to spend our life in a meaningful manner. Okay. Verse number 5. Yavadvittoparjanasaktaha tavad nija parivaro raktaha paschat jivati jarjara dehe vartam kopi na pruchati gehe. Fifth verse is about the limitations of worldly love. Worldly love's limitations. See how these enlightened masters So much Shankara, he was a young monk. He was not even a grihastha. But look at the observation of society. In his short life, he had observed so much about the world and he's able to tell us the truth as it is. Yavat vitta uparjana sakta. As long as one has the ability to earn wealth, tavat nija parivaro rakta. So long the debatants are attached to you. Paschat jivati jarjara dehe. Later on, infirmity, decay will come upon the body. Jarjara, deha will become jarjara. Vartam kopina pruchati gehe. None at home are going to even ask how you are doing. Did you take your medicine? Did you have water? Did you eat? Nobody will ask. Very, very harsh, very, very harsh verse. We might think, Arey, no, my people are good, they are not such people. Fir bhi, let us see. If this is the case, we have to admit that everyone, in Kannada we say, Dudde Doddappa. The world is going around because of the money, wealth. Sarve gunaha kanchanam ashrayanti, it is said. All the gunas means everything that is in the world. Everything that matters to me is a guna. Guna means sattva, rajas, tamas, that is one definition. And guna is also matter. Guna is also something which is which matters to me. What matters to me? They all depend on wealth. Sarve gunaha kanchanam ashrayanti. If there is no money, nothing gets done in this world. So like this, the great spiritual teachers, they are realists and they can see this life impartially. Am I able to do that? That's also one thing I have to ask myself. Can I look at life impartially and see it for what it is? So relationships are fleeting and all worldly love is conditional. That is what Shankara Bhagavad Pada is telling us. They are all conditional love. What do you think, my people? They are my near and dear ones. And kith and kin. So it's a very famous joke. Kith kon tin. Yeah, they call it. Kith and kin are kith kon tin. Very harsh. So as long as I have money and I have power and I'm in a position of influence, people ask about him. Then when I become weak, jarjara dehe, organs are falling apart. The very same family members ignore me. See, forewarned is forearmed. I know many friends of mine, my age, have already booked old age homes. Very good. Good. Though don't depend on family members. And you know what? We have this generation now at this stage, we tend to say, let me not bother my children. Good. Great move. But let me add the tadka, Bhajagovindam also. Good. All the worldly requirements, I will take care. Fortunately, wealth is there, the means are there, and I have the common sense also, and I have the attitude also not to bother people of home. But let me also Bhaja Govindam. See this, the COVID, what happened during COVID? Nature was laughing at our faces. Isn't it? COVID. Let us not wait for that to happen. Let us love and live properly when we are healthy. We can live long, but we can live long these days, but not necessarily healthily. Medical science has ensured that we can live a long life, but no health. The family has abandoned me. So what next? See, that is why in our scriptures, they had given clear ashramas. Okay, when you're healthy, when you're a child, brahmacharya, you have to study. Then came gruhastha, and then came sannyasa, vanaprastha, and then sannyasa. Everything was very beautifully codified, which we have kind of forgotten. Vanaprastha, I don't know whether we are, what we are doing now actually is vanaprastha, because we can't really go into a forest. So vanaprastha is happening. Sannyasa. What is the sannyasa? Renunciation. Of what? Of my desires. What else? Desire that the children or anybody take care of me, look after me. Leave it. This is mandated by the scriptures. mandated by our scriptures, ashrama dharma. So while we are a grihastha, follow all the Panchamahayagnas, pay our debts, and bring up our children properly. During Vanaprastha, hand over the reins to children. That is a bit difficult for most of us. Huh? We don't want to stop calling the shots. That is why we get hurt. Isn't it? We don't stop parenting our children. Isn't it? The eldest member of the family will still parent the 90-year-old, will still parent the 70-year-old son or daughter. That is our Indian culture. Even though it is in our culture, in fact, the West is behaving better than us in this manner, in this aspect. Isn't it? The old elders will ask, why did you stay up so late? Where are you going? They will ask the other elders of the house. So this thing will become on kitch. So mostly that is why they reject or resent. This resentment and rejection comes in that place. The youngsters get a bit irritated with the elders for this reason. I don't know how many of us agree with this. So when we are all getting older, what do? Let us be pleasant. Let us be very pleasant towards the family members. Let us put them first, though our needs have increased. Our needs physically would have increased. I'm sure that they will take care, but let us not impose our values. All that time has gone for all that. Imposing the values and everything has gone. Now just be pleasant. Say yes, and smile. Let us be happy. No long face. And the elder should always be blessing people of the house, no matter what. It's very, very, very important. And don't bemoan your lost youth, those golden days. No, that's not. Let us not resent when our families go out for dining without us. No, all these are very important for children not to start resenting our presence. Old age has a dignity and we should maintain it. Let us be graceful. Let us be gracious. Let us be grateful, not clingy, not sticky. This best example of stickiness is of Dhritarashtra. He lost 100 sons. But what did he do? He still continued to live with the Pandavas. Even after the war is over, utmost humiliation he had to undergo. It is at the hands of one Pandava, Bhima. Yudhishthira, of course, is a very, very dharmatma. He took care of his Dodappa very well. Chikkappa, okay, uncle, very well. But this Dhritarashtra, look at him. Abhisneha, it is called sticky sneha. Bhagwan calls it Abhisneha. Sneha is nice, love to our loved ones. Sneha is there, that friendly love is there. But this Abhisneha, no, it is sticky kind of love. You cannot let go and you will do kit. That kind of love this Dhritarashtra had for not the Pandavas. He didn't have that at all, but for himself. He still wanted to be in a palace, enjoy all the royalty, all that he wanted, isn't it? Abhisneha, it is called. So another relevant verse for this is Angam Galitam Palitam Mundam. The body is worn out. Angam Galitam. All the loose, all the bones are all, like a skeleton. They're all shaking inside me. Palitam Mundam. The head has turned grey. Palitam. Dashana Vihinam. Jatam Tundam. Toothless. All the teeth have fallen. Vruddho yati gruhitva dandam. And you are going about leaning on a staff. You can't even walk properly. Tadapina munchati asha pindam. Even then, that asha pindam, that desire bundle, does not leave this man. Dhritarashtra, example. This particular stanza is attributed to Hastamalaka, a disciple of Shankara. See how these monks had observed life. That I never tire of thinking of that, So old people, this clinginess of old age has to go. So when this Vidura had gone away when the battle had begun, he had gone to do Bhajagovindam, he had gone. Then he came back as a sannyasi after everything is gone. He comes back and there he sees his brother, Dhritarashtra, sitting there and eating. And Vidura is so disgusted. This Bhima, no, he was extremely angry. And you know how Dhritarashtra tried to hug Bhima and destroy him, kill him, isn't it? So the Bhima nurtured a hatred towards Dhritarashtra. And he would just plonk the food in front of Dhritarashtra and say, like, with the attitude of, okay, eat, tinnu, like that. He used to plonk the food and this Dhritarashtra would have. So Vidura comes back and sees his brother getting humiliated like this. And he says, Rajan, Nirgamyatam Shigram, come on, let us go. Nirgamyatam, let's go from this palace. Why are you still sitting here? The time for sannyasa has long passed. Vanaprastha has passed. Pashyedam bhayamagatam. See, bhayam, that kala, this god of death is coming. Tayeva Bhagavan Kalaha, he is coming already. It's time. We have little time left. And then Bhima apavarjitam pindam adate gruhapalavat. Bhima apavarjita pindam. The food that Bhima is plonking in front of you, my dear brother, adate, you're eating it. Like who? Gruhapalavat. Like a dog. Like a pet dog in the house, he's throwing food in front of you and sitting and eating. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? My God, that is the kind of Vidura, like Shankaracharya, how he's using harsh words. Vidura uses such harsh words to tell his brother, get up and let's leave. Come, enough. So he calls him a worthless, petty creature. And then he says, let us go. And he literally drags Dhritarashtra and Gandhari and goes to the forest. So what did Dhritarashtra do there? Apparently he did Bhajagovindam and he was liberated in the same life. Why? Because Vidura was none other than Yamadharmaraja. He was an avatar of Yamadharmaraja, Amsha of Yamadharmaraja himself. So that is another thing. But this is what this shloka is telling us. Another anecdote about Prarabdha. So there was this nice family. He had 2 children. See how they are happily enjoying a beautiful life. He was obviously an earning member and the wife is also happy with him. But then he grew old, as we all do. And Jarjara Dehe, the Deha was becoming this thing. And what did the children do? They put him in an outhouse. They are now all become youth. They had their own families. And nobody had patience to care for this man. So they put him in an outhouse and gave him a bed. And, the young men, one of the sons would come and give him food every day. Inquire about him. How are you? What do you want? They'd probably give him medicines. All that was happening. This went on for quite some time. 6 months, 7 months, 1 year. After that, the visits of the sons became less and less and less frequent. And then one day they stopped altogether. This old man is lying there with no food, no medicine, no water. What does he do? He was just doing japa of Govinda. He said, okay, my time has come. I'll just do. His Ishta Devata was Rama. So he was doing Om Jai Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram. He was doing japa of Ramachandra. And then one day, again the son came, started giving him, again taking care of him very tenderly. Very tenderly. He stayed there. He didn't even go back home. He used to make him get up, take him to the toilet, give him food, give him water, wipe his wound, tend to his wounds. Everything he was doing. Old man was again very grateful to God. See, I was praying to Rama and he has given my son the wisdom to come and help me. And then after a while, He understands there's something about wrong, there is something off about this, my son. So he stops him and asks, who are you actually? You're not my son, I know that. So no prizes for guessing who it was. It was Lord Rama himself who came as the son and took care of this old man. Because he was doing Bhajagovindam, Bhajana of Rama he was doing. So he came and helped him. So what is the message for us here? Tulsidas has given a beautiful shloka here. Prarabdha pehle racha, piche racha sharir. So Prarabdha he is decided before I have taken birth also. Piche racha, pehle racha. Piche racha sharir. After the ingredients have been together, the sharir took shape. Tulsi chinta kyo kare? Bhajale Sri Raghuveer. So beautiful, right? Arey, Prarabdha will go on. The body will decay. Things will happen to me. Why should I wait? Tulsi chinta kyo kare? Bhajale Sri Raghuveer. Beautiful doha of Bhagavan Tulsidas. Tulsi Goswami Tulsidas. So what we go on saying Prarabdha, Prarabdha, Prarabdha. We talk about Prarabdha so much, but it's already there. Don't do anything about it or don't curse it. Let us not curse Prarabdha. We have asked for it ourselves. It has come. So pehle racha hai. It's already decided. Later my body has come. Piche racha sharir. Sharir means everything. The whole body mind complex. Subtle body, everything, all the bodies. They have come behind that later. So don't chinta mat karo. Bhajale Sri Raghuveer. Raghuveer will take care of it. Like how we took care for this old man with, who was lying with eyesight gone. He was confined to the bed. God himself took care. So this old man was very happy. Then he said, okay, God, thank you for coming and helping me with all my daily needs and chores. But just release me from this body now. Why do you have to sit here and take care of me like this? No need. Just release me from the body. You're also free. I'm also free. It's quite logical, no? If God can come and take care of me like this, he might as well release me from this jarjara deha. Why should I go through this? So God says, no, I can't do that. Your prarabdha has to take its course. Not a moment earlier can I take you away. See, that is the lesson for us. I cannot speed on the prarabdha. It'll go, it'll live its course. But what about God's grace? It can do something about my prarabdha. So God says, yes, I can give you this, I can release you from the body right now, but whatever is left, you will have to come back for that. My grace is that I will let you finish it in this body itself. That is my grace. And I'll release you forever. That is my grace. So God's grace, we think, Abba, cure me of this disease. Abba, do this for me. That is God's grace. That's not exactly, that is one kind of grace. But the ultimate grace is, I work out everything on my plate in this lifetime and go peacefully. That is the grace of God. That mindset that He gives me is the grace of God. That is why perhaps we have heard the stories of Sri Ramana Maharshi and Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, who did nothing to take care of their own bodies when they were disease and decay, and they were suffering so much, but they never bothered to cure themselves. Were they not capable? Of course they were completely capable of it, but they said, let me finish, this is my last life, I have to complete my prarabdha and go. That was the attitude they had. And so God also says there are 3 types of prarabdhas. Okay, not every prarabdha has to be worked out. So lifeline, we have got a lifeline from God. So he says, three types of prarabdhas. There is a mild variety of prarabdha, a mild headache. It will just go when you take dolo or crocin or saridon, whatever, mild destiny. It will come and it will go, not a problem. With little intervention, it will go. Or even if you don't go, it will just go by itself after a while. Mild prarabdha. It is cured by chanting my name. God says. This is the importance of bhajane of Govinda every point of time, at every moment. Because my destiny is cured by chanting my name. And mild destiny is taken care of in dreams also. Sometimes we have nightmares. That's just our prarabdha getting worked out. We should thank the nightmares. Something which was happening, which would have happened to me in waking state, is gone in dream state. So mild destiny cured by chanting my name. That's enough incentive for us all to chant his name in any case. Then there's an intense, a little more intense destiny, which is cured by associating with a saint or a Mahatma. Plus chanting, of course, is there. That also we have satsanga of some Mahatma. We have Prabhuji. For some of us or most of us, we have Sri Prabhuji. He has come on this forum and he has given satsangs. So, cured by associating with a Mahatma. Little more intense destiny is, prarabdha is mitigated through that. And the most intense prarabdha, what do we do with the most intense prarabdha? Endure. What cannot be cured must be endured. That is what Krishna tells Arjuna also on the war field. Shitoshna sukha dukkhada tam titikshasva bharata. You have to endure it, my dear Arjuna. Titiksha is a very, very important virtue to cultivate. And then God also adds to this old man, all this dialogue is happening with the old man, to whom Raghuvir gave darshan. So he says, but those who constantly chant my name with faith and devotion, even if they have the most intense prarabdha, I will remain with them, like he did for that old man. I will stay with you by your bedside. I will help you to overcome this destiny, work out the destiny, and I will prevent you from feeling the intensity. The body will go through the prarabdha, but the intensity will not be felt by the suffering is not felt by the mind. What a blessing. So, overcoming prarabdha is in this manner, only by chanting Bhagavan's name. Nothing else. Prarabdham bhujyatam, it is said. Prarabdha has to be eaten. The literal translation is eaten. Bhujyatam. It means it has to be experienced. They've gone through. There is no alternative. So, long life is a blessing. Why? Because they can do sadhana. Old age is definitely not for sissies. So, we have to develop a spine and go on doing bhajana of Govinda. Let us not regret a wasted life. Unconditional love and only lasting relationship is with Govinda. Whether I believe in him or not, he is giving me everything. Air to breathe, water to drink, everything God is giving me. Whether I don't believe in him, but still he is giving me. So this is the only permanent relationship that I have to nurture. One more related shloka, verse. What I should do with the long life that I have, and what should I do every day morning when I wake up? Shatrau mitre putre bandhau ma kuru yatnam vigraha sandhau sarvasminnapi pashyatmanam sarvatra usrija bheda jnanam. So, Shatru or Mitra, Putra, Bandhu, well-wisher, son, relative, opponent, what Ma kuru yatnam vigraha sandau. Do not go and, kal karkon jagla khobeda. Or not even make friendship. Sandau also don't do. Don't be over anxious to be friends with everyone in your house. Don't do it. Just do exactly what is required to be done. Just do it and leave it. I think it is amazing advice. We especially, um, when a new member comes to the family, we try to be over. Mothers-in-law have a tendency to say, "She is my daughter. My daughter has come into my house." Very good sentiment, no doubt. But be careful. She has a mom also. Whom it's a more very strong bonding which you cannot you cannot compensate for that. Any mother-in-law cannot compensate for that. So, what beautiful advice! Do not strive to become too friendly. This is the beautiful advice. Or of course, you should not make enemies. That is always there. Do not make it too much of a friendship also. Why? The more intensity of the friendship, the more intensity of the breakup. Let us not do it. Sarvasmin api pashyam atmanam. At that level, yes. See your own self in everybody and everything. So beautiful. Where is the extra effort? Do I make extra effort to be friends with myself? Or do I make extra effort to be enemy with No, nothing. Beautiful. Sarvasmin api pashya atmanam pashya. Just see that everyone is consciousness. Sarvata ustrija bheda ajnanam. Tear down all sense of difference. Everywhere. This person is separate. This person is closer to me. This person is, that raga. We are all doing too much of R&D. R&D means raga dvesha. Let us not go into that mode. This stanza is attributed to Medhati Thira. Medhati Thira. So, our Shankara's disciples, Obriginta Obru, beautiful. So, this is verse number 5. And if we feel that, no, my son, my daughter, they are not like that. They will take care of me. Even when I'm sick, if I book an old age home also, they'll say, no, why? Amma, don't do that. I'm there, I'll take care of you. Even if they say that, next verse is the bigger dose that Bhagavan is giving us. Bigger dose. What is that? Yavat pavano nivasati dehe tavat pruchhati kushalam gehe gatavati vayau deha apaye bharya bhibhyati tasmin kaye. This one nobody can escape. Maybe we are lucky to have people around us who will care for us in old age and disease. But what about death? This spirituality, Mahatmas say, is in the intelligent observation of life. That is enough to make us spiritual. Intelligent observation. What is it? That life is a terminal illness with 100% mortality rate. We know that. How long will the loved ones can care for me? Yavat pavano nivasati dehi. As long as there is breath going in me, I am there. The deha is alive. Tavat pruchhati kushalam gehe. So long they inquire of my welfare. Good. Thank you. We should be very thankful if that is happening. But gatavati vayav deha apaye. When the breath leaves and the body decays, what happens? Bharya bhibhyati tasmin kaya. Even the wife, till yesterday, till the last moment, she was caring for me. Everything is happening. The moment the breath leaves the body, she says, it becomes a body. My wife or my husband, everything, it just becomes a body. Nobody will call a dead body and give it a relationship. That is the impermanence of any relationship. This is what Bhagavad Pada is telling us. Okay, Baba, your family members will take care, but for how long? Once you leave, gone. All that caring and sharing and loving and everything of the worldly nature is gone. So there is another beautiful work called Vairagya Shataka by Bhartuhari. Shataka, 100 verses on Vairagya. All these Mahatmas, too much they write about this Vairagya. Okay, they say, Ayurnashyati Pashyatam Pratidinam. Every day, Ayu is Nashya, going away. Every day, Ayu is going away. Yati Kshayam Yavvanam. Yavvana is going away. Minute by minute, even as we speak, even as we listen, every moment, body is decaying and Yavvana is going every day, every minute. Water like water draining from a leaky pot. It's going. When somebody says happy birthday, what should we do? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes. But remember, there's 1 year closer to death. Means Yama is waiting on his Yamaha bike. One Mahatma makes a joke like that. What is the Yamaha bike of Yama? It is that buffalo. Isn't it? Ayur nashyati pashyatam pratidinam yati kshayam yavvanam Pratyayanti gata punarna divasaha kalo jagat bhakshakaha. Punarna divasaha gataha. The good days that have gone by, they will not come back. Kalo jagat bhakshakaha. Time is a devourer of worlds. Pralaya kala, it is being devoured. For us, every day pralaya is deep sleep. We wake up in the morning, means one day has been devoured in our lives. Lakshmi toya taranga bhanga chapala. Lakshmi is wealth. Toya taranga bhanga. She is as intransient as ripples, waves on water. Taranga bhanga. Waves, they rise and they fall. Bhanga. It is thus transient. Yesterday my bank balance was so and so. Today I don't know what's going to. Stock market falls. Bank loot happens. God knows what will happen. Lakshmi toya taranga bhanga chapala vidyuchalam jivitam. It's like a white lightning life is jivitam is going like vidyuchalam. Same sentiments have been expressed by Bhartrihari in this Vairagya Shatakam Shloka. Therefore, what should I do? Tasmad dharmaratim kuru. Therefore, revel and follow dharma. What is my dharma? Bhajagovindam. There is simple. Any question is answered by Bhajagovindam. Chanamapi prana prayane vidhau. Every moment the prana is leaving your body. Don't waste. Do Bhajagovindam. That is what all the Mahatmas are going to tell us this only, no? What else is there? So, one more related shloka. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. Very famous shloka. Thanks to M.S. Subbalakshmi, all of us know this shloka. Punarapi janani jatare shayanam. Iha samsare bahudustare. Krupaya pare pahi murare. So if I do bhajana of Govinda, I realize very, very, very fast that again taking birth in one yoni after another. Yesu kayangala kaledu 84 laksha jiva rashiyanno dati banda ee sharira. So many births I have taken again and again and again. This samsara bahudustare. Krupaya pare pahi murare. Please save me, Murari, from Vidya. Invite infinite kindness. Pahi. Krupaya pare. With your infinite compassion. Pahi murare. So, this stanza is by Nityanatha. So, beautiful shlokas. So beautiful. So, what should I do? Again, more sadhana tips. Let us fulfill all the relationships with healthy detachment. No abhisneha, anabhisneha. Yaha sarvatra anabhisneha. Vaniji was talking about that shloka in her previous talk, isn't it? Let there be anabhisneha, no stickiness in our love towards our family members, most importantly, family members. For example, a father and son, they're playing with a balloon. So how will this wisdom help me? Example, father and son, they're playing with a balloon. After a while, what happens? The balloon bursts naturally. When you're playing with it, it's bound to burst. Who will laugh and who will cry with this? The father laughs. He knows. Anyway, the balloon was going to burst. The little child, he will cry. Arey, my balloon is gone. So when jnana comes, we will laugh. Ayyo, ishtetane. Punarapi jananam, puranapi manaram. How does it matter? So this jnana, I should acquire in this lifetime. That is the point. Let us not get attached to this body. Nanalla, nanadalla. Attachment with detachment is the best method. Yes. Detached attachment. That is called anabhisneha. Very correct. So, this body is not mine. I am not the body and the body is not mine. Ase taravalla munde bahodalla. So, it is not coming with me. Dasanagu visheshanagu. Let us not get attached to the body. And let me be happy if I get at least 4 people to carry me when I go. Even if I don't get, don't worry. You know what? That is not a joke. In COVID, what happened? People were dying unattended. Close members had to look. They were not even allowed to go into the hospital. It was the horror story of our lifetimes, isn't it? All of us have watched that horror story. The bodies were, pushed by sticks because we could not be touched. They were infectious. Such a state might come. So let me not get attached to the body. No one would approach the COVID patient also. Isn't it? So this is a very, very real possibility. Let us not get attached to the body. Just leave it here and then. Be happy I've got a body to do sadhana. That is it. Sarvatra yesha vihita riti. Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. Ashtavakra Yajnavalkya tells, why are the family members, they like me? Because for their own sake. Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. I love everyone for my sake. I am the most selfish person there is. I love my child, my son, my daughter, everything in my life I love for my own sake. I'm not doing anybody any favor. Same applies to why they love me. For their sake, they love me. This is sarvatra yesha vihita riti. This is the way of the Jagat. So, Mahamantra, what is it? Nanu, nanembudu nanalla, ideha, manabuddhi nanalla, Satchidanandatma, Shivananu nane, Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. Mahamantra given by our Puja Sri Prabhuji. This Deha is not me, it's only a flesh packet. That is the first stage. Deha, Mana, Buddhi, nothing is me. So that's also a sadhana. It's very easy to say these things. I am not the body, I am not the mind. But how do I behave in life, Baba? I still have unfulfilled desires. What do I do? So, the advice is work through those desires. You can ask God, Govinda, look, I know I am not the body, I am not the mind, but I still have these things. Please help me work it out. I have to work through this phase. Please help me. That also is a prayer. So let us immerse our mind in God, in Brahman. If it's possible for me, if I am on the Vedanta path and I know all about this, Aham Brahmasmi, Let me constantly remember, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi. Why not? Or just cry out without any words, help me, Pahi Murare. That's it. Don't ask me, my dear God, what yogyata I have. I might not be eligible for your grace, but please help me. That is the beauty of bhakti. Bhakti, the Vedanta needs a lot of yogyata. There are 4 injunctions. They should have vairagya and viveka and shama, dama, titiksha, uparati, shraddha, samadhana. All these qualifications I should have to be able to understand Aham Brahmasmi. For bhakti, nothing. There's a beautiful anecdote of, this is a real story. So we feel, I don't have the yogyata, I don't have the chitta shuddhi to invite God into my life. Is that a valid, doubt? So there was a little town in Kerala, which unfortunately was used as a garbage dump, landfill. Poor fellows, forever. Here also in some place, some citizens had given a petition, please stop dumping stuff into our neighborhood. So that landfill was happening, and it was stinky and a disease, and all sorts of things were happening. The town people, they had given many petitions to the municipality. Remove this, remove this. We want it. It's been there enough for many years now. Please clear the place. They had given a petition. But the municipality kept on putting it off, like they always tend to do. Then a new collector came to that. Fortunately, he was a bhakta of Guruvayurappan. And so that collector said, look, I will give you all a radical idea. This is the only way you can get out of this mess. You go and install a murti of Guruvayurappan in the middle of garbage. Huh? Very radical, na? Just put a murti of Guruvayurappan in that place, then I will take care of it. So they did that. They put that murti over there. Then what happened? Collector gave an order. There is a temple in that garbage dump, so clear the garbage. Garbage was gone. Who came first? Garbage was already there, but didn't God come? That is the beauty of bhakti. Bhakti you can install in the worst of your garbage, no problem. It is said that bhakti is like a maid servant. She will come and clean the place. Vedanta is like king. Before he comes inside me, I should clean my heart and sit. But bhakti is exactly the opposite. Beautiful, isn't it? So let me not worry whether, is it okay? Can I start now? Will God take care of me now? I feel very awkward because I haven't done it earlier. No problem. Just start doing it. This is the advice of Bhagavan. Okay. Shall we do one more shloka? Vaniji, what do you think? Okay.
5 minutes, I guess we can take.
Okay.
Is that enough for you?
Okay, let's finish it.
Yeah.
So verse number 7. Balastavat kridasaktah tarunastavat taruni saktah vruddhastavat chintasaktah parame brahmani kopina saktah. Balastavat krida. Childhood is lost to attachment to games. Tarunastavat taruni sakta. Youth is lost to attachment to his young woman. Vruddhastavatu chinta sakta. Old age passes away with worry and anxiety. Parame brahmani kopina sakta. Nobody cares for the Supreme Lord. See the frustration of Shankara Bhagavat Pada. He's seeing all this happening around him, and he's so overcome with compassion for these foolish people. So This verse, see, there was a experiment scientists have done in a laboratory. They placed caterpillars head to tail in a circle. Head to tail, they placed caterpillars in a circle and they move. So what will they do? Everyone, they follow each other. And they go round and round and round and round, they will go. What happens then? They all die in a couple of days. What else? No water, no food, just going around in the. If we are going to do the same things the same way, we cannot expect different results. Isn't it? That is very commonsensical. This is what this verse is saying. We are going nowhere. Through Bala, Yavana and everything, we are not going anywhere. Why? Failure to that samskara has not been given to me as a child. The child until 8 years is completely under the care of a mother. I'll not even say father. No, that bonding with the mother is so intense. Until 8 years, the mother has to do everything in her power to give the good samskara for the child. Then the life will be taken care. Then what happens after 10, 11, 12? In the balastavat krida saktaha, later also the toys will change, but that still that playing will go on. Old person, chinta. Instead of realizing that he's chitta, he is doing chinta. And he is worried about the chitta. That's the problem with not having this jnana. And what shall we pray? Anayasena paramaranam vinadainena jivanam dehante tava sanidhyam. Then later, when I'm at deathbed, I cannot, if I ask, there is no use. From my birth, it has to come as a habit. That is why in our culture, all these are built into the system. All the puja, the patha, everything is built in. Lighting the deepa, whatever, in whatever community we are, culture, all this is there. In spite of that, if I grow up to be an atheist, it's a disease of the soul, it is said. It is a disease of the soul. There is another kind of atheism also. You know what that is? One who believes in God and yet grieves. He is also an atheist. If I believe in God, what is there to worry about? Chinta kyun hai? Then I am also no better than an atheist. So taking everything for granted. So the best example of a worst mother, Gandhari. 100 children. And what did she do? Tie her eyes and sit. In fact, Krishna tells her when she comes wailing in front of him and curses him, 100 sons, you killed them all. She accuses Krishna of killing them. So Krishna said, what did I do? You are the one patti bandh ke baiti thi tum. You are the one sitting there with a patti on your eyes. When as a mother, you should have been up and about and giving them good samskara. What did you do? He tells her, you also put on patti. First of all, the father is blind and you also become blind. How will the poor children grow up? Naturally, they become terrorists. No. Naturally, Shakuni will take over their lives. What were you doing as a good mother? As a mother, you didn't do anything. So this verse is completely for us, mothers and women in the family who have to give good samskara. Because what is the other shloka from the Gita? It says, Shrestha, the Shreshtas are being followed by what is that shloka? I'm sorry, I'm not getting it right now. So people have role models. On the other hand, we have the story of Dhruva. What did she do, the mother? When he came crying to her, Suniti was the mother and Dhruva was the son. Uttanapada was the father. And he went and sat on his father's lap. He said, no, he didn't have place because the other, the stepmother's child was sitting, and he comes running. Amma, I want to sit on my father's lap. What have I done wrong? Suniti could have easily badmouthed that other stepmother, Suruchi. No, she didn't do that. Or she would have badmouthed Uttanapada. Your father is always like this, useless fellow. It is my Prarabdha I came, you shouldn't have been born to me. All that she could have said. But no, she said, you pray to Vishnu. Do not spew. She did not spew venom on her stepsister. Isn't it? She didn't do that. She said, endure this insult with patience, my dear Dhruva. Do not give importance to that. Don't do it. Cultivate noble conduct. Because this is your highest good. And that's what he did. Your refuge is not your father's slab, she told him. It is the Lord himself. Don't worry about your father's slab. So that is how a mother has to guide. That is the roles that has to. These roles, fortunately for us, have been taken over by spiritual organizations. Very happy. Chinmaya Mission, they have Bala Vihar. Our own Light of Self Foundation, we have this elite circle where all the kinds of every culture, every value is being given to children. Katha Jyoti. We tell them stories of, Purana, Punya Kathes, everything. We are giving moral truth stories in our Light of Self Foundation. So the song can change. Balastavat ailit saktaha. If you have grandchildren, children, please send them to iLead. Beautiful, engagements are there for children. Art, painting, singing, bhajans, Veda chanting, Vishnu Sahasranama chanting, everything is being done in this organization. And for youth also we have Youth for Truth program. Tarunastavat YFT Saktaha. Youth for Truth. Many youngsters are thriving under iLead program. Vruddhastavat study group Saktaha. We have got study groups, Vedanta study groups, and meditation study circle is there. So Parame Brahmani Sada Asaktaha. Happily, we are all in the right track. Guru can work miracles. These organizations under the leadership of our gurus are working miracles. Beautiful. At this happy note, we can end the class, end the session for now. Bhajagovindam. So thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity to share my thoughts and my insights on this wonderful work. Thank you, Vani and Vasu. Very, very grateful. Krishnarpanamastu.